Hi guys, how are you? I'm sorry, I'm eating chocolate. Today is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. I hope that you enjoy your day, whether it's with your significant other, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, boyfriend, parents, kids, friends, even co-workers. You know, there's always people that you love and people that you're loved by, right? So, I haven't made a video in a few weeks, and I apologize, but you know I'm getting used to this, and I've been very busy with taxes. So because I also do taxes. I'm a tax preparer here in the Bronx. I have my own little tax business. But anyway, I am talking today about having your own real estate team. Okay, a lot of people don't understand how important this is. Okay, whether you're selling or buying, you want to choose a realtor, okay, that has their own real estate team, in the sense that they have their attorneys that they work with, okay, they have their bankers that they work with, okay. They're familiar with the inspectors, okay, because you know, if I represent you as a seller, it's not your job to inspect the home, but it's nice that I am familiar and I know Jason, I know Anthony, I know Ray, I know those inspectors. So if the buyers come to an inspector, at least I know the inspectors. I mean, they're going to do their job, but at least I know them. I know how they work and how they do everything. You know what I mean? Now, if I represent the buyer, okay, of course the buyer has to choose an inspector. I would give about 3. I have my bankers, I have my attorneys, okay. I'm familiar with the appraisers, okay, not all of them, okay, but the bank that I normally use, there's only like maybe about 2 or 3 that picks up the orders, so I kind of like pretty much know them. You know what I mean? So if there's something that I want to know beforehand, I'm going to call them, okay? Or I'm going to call one that I know very well to ask a question. It doesn't matter if they're not going to be the one to pick up the appraisal order. They can still answer a question with their experience, okay? And of course, if they see me calling, they're probably going to answer my phone call probably faster than they see an unknown number that they don't recognize, because we have a relationship. I've seen them so many times over the years, okay? So it's not that we can force you. We cannot steer you in using attorneys and bankers and anyone. That's not what we're saying, okay? We cannot force you. You can use who you want. But what we're saying is that it's good to use the professionals that the realtors work with, because we have a relationship. Are we going to get paid? No. Are we going to get a kickback? No. It just ensures that we have done business with these professionals plenty of times. We have great communication. They have our phone number on speed dial and vice versa. Okay? So if I have a buyer, you know, I'm going to be CC'd on those emails. So if my buyer doesn't see the email because they work all day, I'm going to see it. If the attorney has not seen it yet because they have 20,000 emails, everyone's not going to see it at the same time. But it's very, very absolutely sure that someone is going to see it that day. So the more people that's on those emails, the more that we're all on the same page. And everybody does see it. Me, as the realtor, I'm checking my emails like 3, 4, 5 times a day. You know what I mean? So I'll shoot my buyer a text, okay? I'll shoot my seller a text. We're waiting for this for the buyer. We're waiting for this, you know, this and that. Now, there's times that I represent the seller, and the buyer and the buyer's agent, they go through my banker, because I make sure, my office and my sellers require to get pre-approval from one of our preferred bankers. It's nothing to do with forcing you, but I got to make sure that that pre-approval that you gave me, that you put in an offer, I got to make sure that that pre-approval is good. I got to make sure that my banker says, hope, everything checks out, they're good to go. Because some people are pre-approved and then they go buy a car, and sometimes they don't listen to what they need to do or not do before closing, until closing. Okay, so, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they go with their own banker, and that's okay. And if I have a buyer and I put in an offer and another seller and their listing agent requires this, then I'm gonna tell my bank, hey, if you want this house, you have to get pre-approved by their banker. And you know, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, a listing agent has an obligation to make sure that they're able, you know, to purchase. At least that they've showed it from the very beginning. You know, sometimes things happen in the middle and for whatever reason they don't qualify. Okay, so it's very important. I'm doing a deal right now where I told the buyer, okay, that the attorney that they're using is not good. They're a wonderful, you know, person. She's nice, but the fact of the matter is that she procrastinates on a lot. She never emails. She never calls back. Nothing at all. Here we are, 4 months later. We're about to close, and it's been longer than anticipated because the buyer's attorney doesn't do anything. She has responded for the first time like 2 weeks ago, okay? And I told the buyer from the very beginning, please have the banker CC us on any issues. Give them permission. They don't CC me and the attorney on nothing. And they don't have to, okay? Because the buyer has to give permission. But it's good to CC both attorneys. There's nothing to hide, because if you're going to request something and both attorneys have to know, okay, now if they have to negotiate something, of course you're just going to send, the banker's just going to send it to the buyer's attorney so the buyer's attorney can discuss it, right, with the seller's attorney to like negotiate. But if there's forms that need to be signed on both sides, amendments, or whatever it is, you can send it to both attorneys so that we could be aware, because it just sits there for like 3-4 days and, oh, I forgot, oh, I was in court, oh, this, oh, that, you know. And now the buyer has told me, wow, Hope, I should have listened to you. My attorney is so slow. She never gets back to me. She never this, she never that. I said, I told you, right? The bank didn't communicate with me for anything. And they finally did towards the end, because the buyer said, please, you know, let her know this, let her know that, because even though I represent the seller, nobody is communicating anything to the seller's attorney, and I'm hounding both sides. I'm doing both jobs. Not that the realtor's not doing their job, but it's like I'm getting everything from the realtor, and the realtor, you know, it's just crazy. So my whole point is that you have to make sure that you're using a realtor who has their attorneys that they're familiar with. They're familiar with the common inspectors in the area, the appraisers in the area. You're not going to know all of them, okay? Because some people do just pick up an order, but get familiar. The title companies, you know, some take longer than others. Sometimes they make a mistake. Sometimes they don't see something to the end. Everything is important. Okay, of course, I have to work with who the client wants to work with. But if you haven't worked with that attorney, if you haven't worked with that banker, don't you think that you should use a banker or attorney that your realtor has worked with, has closed deals, and can tell you, I've had a good experience? Okay, guys, so it's very important to know who you hire, what experience they have. Okay, so that your deal can go smooth, because it takes long, like mine right now, but it is what it is, right? We're still getting it done, and that's what counts, but you can avoid it. All right, guys. Bye. Take care. Enjoy your Valentine's. Bye.